What's happening, my YouTube people? It's your boy Lamont Tyson, Mr. Life Gains himself, in here for my Friday night review of all the things that happened this week in America and in the world, frankly. And if you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel, give me a like, definitely share, and let's talk about some of these crazy things that are going on. But before we get in there, let me shout out the people that come see me all the time, show this channel so much love. I am forever grateful for you all giving me this type of platform to entertain you guys, have you guys network with other great YouTubers, and try to give you some life gains. So we got Rashonda. What's up, my friend? My little brother Alex, what's going on in Michigan? And the big sister Tressa C, happy Friday. Couple of things that happened this week. Facebook is trying to change their name. They're trying to rebrand. They've just gone through so many issues with the government, fallout from the insider chick telling all their business. They just want to try to rebrand, and they're trying to do something new. They're trying to create a metaverse, and I'll get to it when we get there. We had Bitcoin hit its all-time record high. It went up to like 67,000. I owned a whole Bitcoin and I sold half of it when it hit the peak. We'll discuss that. We've got a trailer because there's a new TV show coming on this week, a new season rather. Curb Your Enthusiasm. That crazy ass Jew, Larry David, he's back. And guess who decided they want to review that with me? My wife. And y'all know how entertaining those are because I love trying to make her uncomfortable on camera. It's so much fun. So we've got that trailer. We've also got some very, very sad news. I mean, very, very sad. Alec Baldwin was on set producing and acting in a movie he's doing. He was handed a loaded weapon, a live gun, when he's supposed to be handed a prop gun. And he shot his cinematographer and the director who was standing behind her. And I think that's just as good a place to start with these Friday night stories. So let me shout out one more person. I'm gonna call you Miss M. Always on B Avery channel. Until B Avery tell me how to say your name correctly, I'm gonna call you Miss M. Just here to say hi to a super dad. See y'all later. Thank you. Thank you for coming through. We greatly appreciate it. Tressa C, I can't wait until you and Elle start reviewing together. She's getting close, Tressa C. I'm actually going to try to get her some toys because I have a drone that when she was a little baby, I would take her outside and fly the drone around. Yesterday, she almost made me want to shed a tear. She came in here into the YouTube studio, picked up the drone, came and grabbed my hand, took me to the front door because she wanted to go out and see the drone fly. So you're going to get a whole lot of those videos real soon. And shout out to my man, Jeremiah, what's up? Glad to have you. Let's go on ahead and jump right on into the Alec Baldwin story. Then we'll talk a little bit about Marvel as well, because they had some big changes that are going on this week.
This is the set of the Western Rust, Thursday afternoon, the scene of the incident marked off by police tape. Alec Baldwin is not only the star, but also the movie's co-producer. That morning, he posted this now deleted Instagram photo of himself in costume with the caption, "Back to in person at the office." Just hours later, he was questioned by sheriffs after shooting a prop gun that injured the film's director Joel Souza and killed director of photography Helena Hutchins. On Tuesday, Hutchins posted this video saying one of the perks of shooting a Western is you get to ride horses on your day off. Sheriffs say she was airlifted to a hospital where she was pronounced dead. Souza was also taken to a hospital. The circumstances of the incident are under investigation. According to movie set gun safety expert Larry Zanoff, a gun loaded with blanks has gunpowder, but should have no projectiles. Still, he says it's potentially dangerous to be within 20 feet of a prop gun when fired.
Any of that smoke or powder or that muzzle flash that could affect anyone or anything, again, we keep a standoff distance of 20 feet in order for there to be no effect on something that's in front of the muzzle.
Detectives are now investigating how firing the prop gun resulted in death and injury, and they're continuing to interview witnesses. Meanwhile, production has been halted as the investigation continues. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And within the last 30 minutes or so, Alec Baldwin posted this statement on Twitter, which reads in part, quote, "There are no words to convey my shock and sadness regarding the tragic accident that took the life of Helena Hutchins. I'm fully cooperating with the police investigation to address how this tragedy occurred, and I am in touch with her husband," end quotes.
Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, when I hear stories like that, the older I get, the more I think that we should encourage each other to cherish the times we have with the people we care about and love, because you never know what could happen one day. You all leave your home and one of you doesn't come back over an accident or whatever the case may be. This lady was a mom, she was a wife, and her husband and kids are going to never see her again when it's supposed to be a routine day at work. It bothers me now that I've got my own little one, and these are the type of things that I'm going to have to try to explain to her. And these are some of the things I'm going to try to circumvent as life throws curveballs at you. So if something ever happens and y'all don't see me for like 4 weeks and I didn't tell y'all I'm on vacation, y'all better check up on your boy. Hit me on IG. In terms of the story, they're saying on other news outlets that he was handed a loaded live gun. They're not saying it was a prop gun. That's starting to come out now. So that makes you wonder, who the hell is on set getting their real loaded weapon confused or into the stash with the prop guns? That person needs to be held accountable. Alec Baldwin, by all accounts from what they're saying right now, all he was doing was acting, doing his job, thinking it was a prop gun, and winds up being a real gun, shoots this young lady and the director. Young lady dies, director is wounded. And now we've got, a bunch of families involved that are not going to see their loved one ever again. And so the accountability here just needs to be, can y'all do a better job of separating your real pieces from your prop pieces? And that guy that was the expert in that news clip, he looked straight out of Central Casting, someone who'd be a gun expert. Now, I wonder, as we get more news on the story, are they going to start giving more details about who had the loaded gun that was exchanged and thought was a prop gun? How did that even get into the fold? What happened? What's the story? And as for right now, I just wish that dad and his kid the best, man. I mean, that's like an ultimate nightmare for me. Something happened in the Crystal, something happened in the Crystal and L at the same time. That's just like my worst nightmare. I don't know how that husband is going to be able to cope. I don't know how the kid is going to be able to cope. I just wish them the best guidance. I wish them well. I wish them counseling. I'm hoping for strength and prayer for these people, because this is just a chaotic situation. I want them to do well. Let me see what you guys saying. Jeremiah saying that's wild. D Weed, salute my brother. Abundance, are they going to counsel him like they did Chappelle? Dave told jokes. Alex caught a body. No, they're not going to counsel. They're not going to counsel him because it was a mistake by all accounts, what they're saying right now. So, for having said that, my people, we're going to move on to something that's a little bit more upbeat. Marvel. Marvel has had a lot of their movies pushed back. There's been a lot of speculation as to why, but I don't think there really needs to be much speculation because Marvel wants to make money. They wouldn't have to push these movies back if it wasn't for a legitimate reason, and maybe they're not done filming everything or putting the retouches on everything. Let me let you guys check out a clip of what they're saying about the Marvel pushbacks, and then we'll break it down.
Marvel Studios has delayed their entire upcoming slate of films. Some delays are pretty significant now. So let's talk about 6 of them that we found out so far and what exactly this means for, well, the rollout of the future and the next phase. Shocking and surprising to everybody because most of these films are already done shooting and have been in post-production for quite a while, such as Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which was previously scheduled for March 25th and is now releasing on May 6th. Thor: Love and Thunder, which was previously scheduled for May 6th, is now releasing on July 8th. which if that brings up a red flag, it should, because July 8th was previously Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which has now moved to November 11th of 2022. That's quite a ways off. Now, of course, The Marvels, or Captain Marvel 2, which was scheduled for November, is now moving to February 17th. Ant-Man Quantumania no longer has a release date in that early part of 2023 and is now coming all the way at the end of July, on July 28th of 2023. And this is expected to also affect the rollout of everything going forward. Multiple other films and dates are all going to be naturally affected by this. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here, because they just dropped this news directly with a release. So, I mean, the knee-jerk reaction is, oh my God, you're taking away my Marvel content, which people are already having. But at the same time, let's think about this for a second. There's still plenty of Disney Plus TV shows and content that they're making and working on. So they're not really taking much away from us, right? It's just sort of taking its time.
They also pushed back Indiana Jones, so I'm gonna just throw that out there. But they didn't do anything with Guardians. I wonder what's up with that. I wish I had my man B. Avery here. He brought that to my attention, that they didn't really change the dates on the Guardians. I don't think it's anything to see here, my people. Basically, pushing it back helps the studios because it continues to give you more time to get the issues going on with coronavirus behind us. And they're touting that the reasons why they had to push back is in part because of coronavirus, just simply because there are some editing things that need to be done, some reshoots they might want to throw in there. But at the end of the day, I think it's all about the bottom line. You push these back a little further, you get more and more people vaccinated or more and more people inoculated and safe, more people are turned out to the theater. And at the end of the day, that's what I think the people want. Well, look who we have here. The big homie B. Avery wants to get in, my people, so I'm going to let him jump on in here in just a second. But I'm frankly one who's in the camp of I'm okay with them pushing back some of these movies, because I do want them to be as good as possible. I would like to see all these movies really, really do well, because this is going to be Marvel's new soiree. This is like going back to 2008 when we first saw Iron Man to kick the franchise off. This is going to be the new decade. And I'm really, really interested in making sure that this new kickoff goes well. They've said so many things about the Eternals being this new pivoting point. They're going to get mutants from the Eternals. We finally got our mini Superman in the Eternals, speaking of Icarus, and all these different plot points that are going to spring from the Eternals movie. So I just won't wait and see. I'm not bothered by it. And I don't think you guys should be bothered by it. If you break down what he said, basically the slots that they already had movies, they just pushed them back and put other movies in those slots and just pushed them back is what they did. And we still got good content coming back for the Disney Plus series. WandaVision 2, we know is coming back. The Captain America 2 is Falcon Winter Soldier 2 is coming back. We got Hawkeye getting ready to come out. They definitely going to green light Loki. So we've got a lot more stuff coming back. So I'm not worried one bit. I just think we should all just kind of be patient, wait on Marvel. They got our backs, but at the same time, they're trying to make that money. Let me shout out the big homie, Will Lawrence. Will, I appreciate you, my man. Every time I'm up here, you come through with the big time super chat. And because I'm up here going solo tonight, let me go ahead and give you a little something to say thank you. I'm grateful, and keep them coming, my brother. Let me see what I got for you. Let me give you this one because it's love. That's right. Abundance said, trust Feige. 100%. 100% I trust Feige. Feige hadn't let me down yet. And I know some of you guys felt like one or two of those Thors was a stinker. I enjoyed them all. To me, the only one that I didn't like the way I like the rest of the universe. One of those Ant-Men I didn't really care for that much. And the first Captain America, I didn't care for that. But after that, I was on board with everything. And if you guys haven't watched it, there is a great show that comes on HBO called Titans, DC joint. You got to get up on it. And coming to the stage, my people, freshly haircut, hardest working man in you.
Can't even, hold on, I'm trying to get my stuff right.
It's the big homie.
Say something now.
Can you hear me now?
I can barely hear you. I don't know what's.
Okay.
Why is this tripping? It's not you, it's me.
It's probably saying you need to be
My
taking
fault.
a break, going to bed.
Why? Oh, I'm tripping. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, you good?
I was just trying to jump on her, and I saw you was by yourself. I'm like, wait a minute, we can't have that.
Oh, it's all good, man.
Okay. I'm good now. I'm good.
Yeah, it's all good, man. You know, I was doing this thing by myself, you know, years ago. So it's all, every now and then you got to test your muscle a little bit.
Right.
Got to test to see what it's like. How you feeling tonight, brother?
I'm all right, man. Looking kind of nappy. I didn't do none of my hair. I was to be honest with you, I was just sitting here half dressed, working, and I was watching you and E-Man at the same time.
Oh man, E-Man on right now?
Yeah, you know he do every 7 o'clock every Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought for some reason I thought he was Wednesday.
You tripping? He Wednesday and
Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Okay.
Wednesdays is usually like the recap live for a show.
Okay.
And Fridays is his news day.
Okay.
Hope everybody's doing well out there.
Yeah, man. Abundance says Thor 2 was trash, but the first Cap America was dope.
Yes, and it was.
I'm sure B. Avery's gonna agree with you, but I'm gonna have to disagree. I enjoyed Thor 2. I had fun. I loved the movie. That first Captain America can go and get stuck under the ocean like the Tesseract was, as far as I'm concerned.
No, sir. That is not. No. I'm not.
So, B. Avery, how you feel about the Alec Baldwin thing, man, and the person getting shot on set? News outlet reported that instead of a prop gun, he was handed a real deal live loaded weapon, man. What do you think about that?
Well, I keep hearing different stuff. I heard it was a prop gun with a bullet in it. So
I've heard that too.
It's just really sad, man. You know, that's the last thing these people thought would happen when they went to work. Right. You know, I'm finna go work on a movie. Yeah. And then this woman ends up dead. You know, I just want to know details, because at first I was angry. I was like, F Baldwin. He was probably goofing around on set, being stupid, and you know. But I was like, but you can't do that, bro. Like, you don't know the details. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And somebody made a good point. I can't remember who it was, but because people are asking, like, how did you shoot 2 people? Like, what was you doing? Like, you know, you shouldn't point the gun. But people were making a valid point. Like, we've seen movie posters where the performer, the actor, is pointing the gun at the camera. You know, Pulp Fiction with Samuel L. Jackson, you know, and Travolta or whoever. I mean, you can go down a list of films, but that's just really sad, man. I know he's distraught. I know his family's distraught. This is horrible. Of course, you know, the last time I remember this was with Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son.
Right.
The question of, like, should he be charged for manslaughter? I mean, that is a definition of manslaughter, is accidental death. You know, if I accidentally hit somebody with my car, I'm still going to jail. You know, I don't think he will, though.
No, he's not.
Yeah, there's just not a chance in hell. Snowball chance in hell.
Now, but I was wondering, BA, with all the technology, I'm following in right in what Tressa C is saying. Shouts out to Buzz coming through with the nice 703 super chat. He always comes through, my people. Big fan of everybody we network with. Very grateful. With all the technology we got, BA, why do we even have to have guns that's got bullets in it anyway? With so much technology, do we still need to have a bullet that comes out of a weapon?
You mean for shooting a movie?
Yeah, for shooting a movie.
I mean, that's a good question, man. I guess they just want that authenticity. You know, I don't know. I don't know, man, but this is horrible.
Yeah, I
This
feel
is
bad
over.
for him, man. Like I was telling my group, the older I get, the more these things bother me. I've got a real family unit now. Not saying my wife didn't count, but I have someone who I'm responsible for. We're both responsible for this person. And to just think that, she sees both of us leave in the morning and then we both pick her up in the afternoon. And what happens when one of us comes to pick her up with a sad face, stuff like that. So I just feel for him. And I'm hoping that, that dad and that child can find some strength. And, if hopefully Baldwin wasn't goofing off. Hopefully this was just a real deal accident. We can get to the bottom of this and maybe they can put some safety measures in place, make sure something like this don't happen again.
Yeah, man. Somebody needs to be reprimanded for this. I don't know, but something got to happen because this is crazy.
Yeah, something's gonna happen. And then after we did that, I talked a little bit about these Marvels getting pushed back. How you feel about the Marvel situation this week, Avery, and the pushbacks?
It does not bother me at all. I think this is great news. I actually prefer this, to be honest with you. Because I mean, we know like Nathan Moore, Kevin Feige, and all them. I mean, they're organized, but at the same time, they're not as organized as most people think they are. Which is fine. I mean, what they're doing is hard as hell. I couldn't do it. I mean, they're breaking barriers. I'm not like talking trash on them. And I just say that to say is this delay or however you want to label it just gives them more time to get it right. I mean, at least for me, I'm gonna speak for myself. When it comes to Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, I was like, man, rush, take y'all time. Just I mean, they're in the middle of shooting right now. It was supposed to come out next July, but now it's being pushed back to I think November. So that's
November. Yeah, November.
I want them to get that right.
You want them to get them all right. To be honest with you, as a fan at heart,
just get them all right. They got so much in production, man. They I think they just wrapped on they've been unwrapped on Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Of course, they wrapped on She-Hulk.
And She-Hulk is going to be on Disney Plus.
Right. It was a couple of they're in the middle of shooting right now. Secret Invasion. I just know they have they got Captain America 4 coming. I just know they have a F ton of projects to go through.
Yeah,
and I just don't want them to rush it. I don't want them to rush it. It'll be okay. It's not going nowhere. The most successful franchise in cinematic history is not going anywhere. So just take your time, get it right. Let's make sure. I don't like the guy, Bob Chapek, the new CEO. I don't like him. Nobody does, but he's the boss now. So let's make sure that he's brought in and he understands what's already been going on between Feige and Iger and all them. And it can be a smooth transition. But this is good news to me. This was good news.
I 100% agree, man. 100% agree. Instead of the 3-month delay we was going to have, was just going to be a 5-month delay in terms of getting the cinematic universe together. But they're doing so many things on Disney Plus. We've got things to keep us busy, in between the movies. She-Hulk, and like I mentioned, everything we've seen this year is getting a season 2. Every one of the shows is getting a season 2. We're getting ready to have Hawkeye. So I'm just like, let them do their thing, let them push it back. And I think Chapek's influence on this is he's trying to get the maximum dollars out of these movies. And he knows the more he can push these movies back, the more we're going to get people comfortable going out to the movie theater. Yeah. And with Chapek, what I've learned with him is he's one of these cats that loves to have his ego stroke.
Right.
So he don't know a damn thing about comics, but he knows that it makes money. And he likes to have Kevin Feige and them stroke his ego a little bit, let him have some say in it. And that's what I think is just going on. They're just pushing them back, just making sure they put the bows on them correctly, and that they can try to push them in a manner where they can get more people to come out and support them in the theater. But I'm fine with that, though. Let it happen.
He's still an idiot to me. Like Lamont, imagine, bro. Imagine, right? You get a promotion, right?
Right.
The CEO give you Lamont. You knocking it out the park. You get a promotion. We're gonna start your promotion next year.
Right.
Then your promotion gets put on hold because it's a pandemic or whatever. And then in the middle of the pandemic, the boss changes And then before you can actually take on your first day with your new role and your promotion, you get demoted.
Yeah.
You know, that's what Chapek did with a number of people. And I'm just like, that's just, I don't care what plans you got. You just don't do that to people.
But I mean, that is I'm not saying it's right. I mean, I hate that behavior too. But Chapek is a corporate guy, and that's what they do in corporations. He's not like a man of the people, and it bothers me that he's been allowed to get away with that. And the reason why the board don't slap him on the wrist is because they like the direction he's been taking the company in terms of making money. But it bothers the hell out of me. I don't like when people do that either. And I've never liked it in the past when I've worked for corporations and then started my own business, where someone can basically lay you out to dry. You're thinking, hey, I'm about to blow up. You know, I don't work hard. Then all of a sudden, new regime come in, just cut everybody. I don't like that either. You know, so.
Yeah.
You know,
can I say something else about Marvel?
Yeah, go for it, of course.
Yeah, I heard you comment on it. It does make me happy that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is the only one that hasn't moved. That just shows me that Marvel has more faith in that property as well, and just, you know, kind of lets me know that James Gunn is really confident in the script that he has. I mean, he just finished Suicide Squad, and he's already casting Will Poulter as Adam Warlock, which surprises the hell out of me. I ain't even talked to you about that. How you feel about that casting? Because I know you know who Adam Warlock is. You know,
bro, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Yeah. So
ready.
that's weird to me. But
you didn't like the casting?
I mean, I'm not against it. It just surprised the hell out of me. Like, I would have never guessed that in a million years. Like, what? Will Poulter, Adam Warlock? Okay, I wouldn't have picked him myself, but I trust you, James Gunn. You know, that's kind of how I was. And as far as like the timeline of the MCU, the events of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 are supposed to take place before Thor 4. So
before
Thor 4.
So
it was supposed to be like, as far as like a linear timeline, Avengers Endgame, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and then Thor 4 was going to pick up right where Guardians 3 left off.
Because Thor is supposed to be in Guardians 3, right?
Exactly.
You know, yeah, he's supposed to be in Guardians 3, and from what I understand and reading the tea leaves, he's not only is he in it, he's supposed to have a big role in that movie.
Right.
That's supposed to lead up to the next catapults of movies. So
right. So that just I like that that everything is being put on hold, and Guardians 3 is being put out right now, because they could potentially wait even more on Thor 4 and release some holes back to back, like 2 or 3 months out. That would be great experience right there for me, in my opinion. So
any thoughts on Indiana Jones getting pushed back a whole year?
I could care nothing less. Be honest with y'all, I've never seen all of the Indiana Jones films like all the way through, any of them. I have not seen one film. I've seen bits and pieces and chops of each film, but I've never sat down and watched one of them from beginning to end.
Oh my God, B. Avery. Yeah. Now you remember how y'all chastised me when I told y'all I've never watched any of the Star Wars. Never watched any of it in totality. Indiana Jones is right there in lockstep with Star Wars.
Right,
man. When you get bored, you've got to take a chance and go watch at least one of them, man. It's like classic. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me that they push that back either, because it's been so long since I've seen the last one. I can live. I'm good with them pushing it back. I just want it to be done right.
I got a surprise for y'all. There is a franchise that it's classic. I still haven't seen it. If I tell you what it is, your jaw gonna hit the floor and roll out the door. Oh, no. I'm a surprise. I'm a watch it and review it. The title of the video is gonna be my first time watching this movie review or whatever. I promise, when y'all gonna be shocked as hell.
Oh boy,
I'm gonna try to release that within the next month. I can't wait.
Now, me and your boy, One Take, we might be working on a project together, man.
Yeah, get it.
Yeah, because we we deep down, we're DC fans. I mean, I cake for Marvel, but I am a DC fan, so don't get it wrong.
Right on.
But that Titans that come on HBO Max, has been pure fire this season. And do you remember when we was all on your channel? Be sure to subscribe to B. Avery's channel, by the way, because you might miss something. And I don't want y'all to miss nothing. You ain't winning if you ain't going looking at him too. And we was having a debate about Titans and the CW shows. And he was basically telling me that I was losing my mind because I was repping the Titans. B. Avery, he's done a 360 after watching this season. 360, man. 360. Because it's been pure fire this season. Fire. And I mean that in
Titans.
Yes, in multiple ways. I mean, it's been fire this season. So me and him going to try to get up in a couple of weeks, man, and just wrap it up. We might go live. We might shoot a little individual something to wrap it up. But, man, it's been good, B. Avery. I highly encourage you and anyone that can hear my voice, go check out season 3 of Titans on HBO and HBO Max. It's where it's at.
Man, I'm so swamped with work, man, trying to get all these videos, but I'm gonna get to it.
Bruh, who you tell? Like I was telling you in our private chat, 2 shows my wife watches and wants to review come on Sunday, and then I'm doing the Black Mafia that also come on Sunday.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, and then Power gonna be back too in a couple of weeks. So
Black Mafia will be gone by then, thankfully. But the other 2 shows are still be running. And so it's these Sundays are going to be tough. Then Hawkeye's going to be coming on.
That's Wednesday.
And then the second part of He-Man on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's coming back like around Thanksgiving. And I'm reviewing that shit. I don't care if only 2 people watch that. I'm reviewing that. I got to get that in. That's just near and dear to my heart. But
right on.
We're gonna get it in, man. Let me move us along a little bit, B. Avery. Now you said you never watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, right? You never watched that show. Okay. Well, we ain't gonna talk about that tonight because we're gonna be reviewing it anyway.
Okay.
Me and my wife gonna review it Sunday, so we're not gonna talk about that. So if y'all love Curb Your Enthusiasm, just know I will be antagonizing my wife and to that show come Sunday. This is something you can relate to, B. Avery. Take a look at this. And I'm going to ask you, why are they doing it?
Okay.
Facebook reportedly set to change its corporate name. Technology blog The Verge saying that Facebook will rebrand itself and position the Facebook app as just one of many products alongside Instagram, WhatsApp, and others. The change could be announced next week. You have any ideas, Beck? You think you have a thought on what?
I don't know. It's pretty funny. Nobody likes us. Congress is coming after us and wants to break Facebook up. I have an idea. Let's change our name to AceBookFay. They'll never guess. Nothing to see here. Nobody here. I mean, honestly, this is... And by the way, changing your name is not going to make us stop calling it that. I'm still calling Alphabet Google at this point. Good luck with the rebranding. That and Kanye West. Call me Ye.
Okay. Skeptical.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's odd, and I hear the reasoning behind it. Mark Zuckerberg apparently wants to say that this is going to be part of the multiverse, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers, all wrapped up in the multiverse. You're going to live in the multiverse, and we want to be part of all of those things. But the timing is interesting, just given the amount of pressure that's been put on the company, and it seems like it's a dodge, just given everything else that's happening around it right now.
I like multiverse better than metaverse, but
metaverse, right? The multiverse is what I'm watching. Honestly, I'm watching that with the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers.
We can call it the multiverse.
Is what they call
Maybe that should be the name.
That's what they call it because there are so many. The Watcher watches.
You didn't like Becky butchering the metaverse and the multiverse. Apparently, you wasn't feeling too hot about that.
No, I agree with Abundance. This is so cringe. It was. I agree with her in the very beginning because she was basically like, "This is stupid." I kind of chuckled when she was like, "Let's name it AceBookFay or something."
Yeah, that was funny.
I was like, "Because this is dumb. Like, you gonna change your name? Like, no, that's just silly." But then she lost me with all the Guardians of the Galaxy and the multiverse. I'm like, stop it. I don't just stop it. I was
so before I explain to you what's really behind that and how it ties into stocks, which is why it was on CNBC. What do you think about Facebook changing their name in general? Like, do you have any thoughts about that? You good, bad, indifferent?
I think it's pointless and a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you are the number one. How I want to say, I don't want to say social media website, but you are one of the number one companies in the world. Why change your name? I mean, that's what made you big. I'm not a marketing expert, so I don't know, but that's just my 2 cents.
Right.
So.
And this is something Larry had sent me saying this was some suggestions they're thinking about changing the name to. And I was like, there's no way in hell they're going to change it to PSYOP.
Yeah.
No, there's no way in hell they're going to do that.
Pussy overpowered or something.
Right. That's what it looked like. They're not going to do that.
That's not going to work at all. Hey, Zia.
Hey, Zia.
That's not going to work.
So, B. Avery, this is what they're trying to do. Okay. What Becky was trying to say, and Becky is her real name. I can't make this stuff up. That's her government name, Becky. What she was trying to explain to you guys is a lot of these technology companies is moving to have their own metaverse, not multiverse, metaverse. Google, Facebook, but a company that is real big amongst people who are 15 and younger. Roblox, the stock I told you guys to buy when it first dropped. They're all going to be doing that Oculus thing. BA, you know what Oculus is, right?
I heard about it.
It's when you put the virtual reality over your face, and then you're literally in a virtual reality. You got the goggles around your head, and when you move around, you're in a metaverse. Facebook is trying to start pioneering that, but the thing is, the reason why they're trying to get so amped and so up to do it is because they've been watching a lot of the data coming from Roblox, who's kind of already allowing children to create these metaverses on their platform and then turn around and sell them to other people. And so Facebook is trying to catch up with them. And one of the things they want to do to introduce people to their new metaverse is change the name. That's going to have something to do with metaverse, multiverse, something like that. So that's what they're up to. It's kind of a strategic play. And I think that you don't have to do that if you're Facebook. You could just say, we are Facebook, and this is our branch of metaverse. That's what you can do. But they also mentioned how Facebook just kind of got out of hot water with the government and everybody because of the crummy stuff they was doing on the inside. I think some of this is to just try to turn the corner from that. But to be honest with you, behavior, I think it's all just a waste of time and money. That's what it is.
Agree 100%.
That's what
100%. Agree.
Like, there's no need for it. Just stop it. I don't know what you're trying to do here, but just leave it alone. People, if they want to get into your metaverse, they're going to get up in there anyway.
Exactly.
So shout out to everybody chilling with us. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and B. Avery's channel. This is the last thing I'm going to hit you with tonight.
Give us some thumbs up and hit the boy with the super chat so he can buy some Pampers for baby L.
Yeah, man. Well, if I show them what I'm about to show them next, man, they ain't going to be sending me no super chat.
All right.
The next one, we're going to talk about a little bit what happened in stocks behavior. Then I'll let you guys get on up out of here, man. So I'm going to take you into my portfolio, bro. And this week, Bitcoin hit a record high 67,000, B. Avery. And guess what I did, B. Avery?
You did what you were supposed to do.
I sold, you damn right. I sold half of one and took my profits. And as you can see, this is what it did for my account. But the biggest thing that came out of this week, why did Bitcoin go so high? It went so high because of this thing right here, the BITO, which is a Bitcoin Pro Shares strategic ETF. Basically, for those of you who've been a little squeamish about getting into cryptocurrency, this is an ETF that tracks them via commodities and kind of goes parallel with cryptocurrency. Is it as effective in returns of the gains as cryptocurrency? No. But if you want to have some exposure to cryptocurrency, this is a play you can get into. And a lot of people in institutions, B. Avery, been wanting to get involved with cryptocurrency, but they've been trying to do it with not the risk involved. And they see this as a play to do it without the risk. So what do I give? What advice am I giving people on this thing? If you can't or unwilling to buy either cryptocurrency or the companies that mine them, which is what I would tell you to do so you can get the most bang for your buck, this would be your third option right here. It's not going to go up as fast as crypto, but also when crypto takes the dips, it's not going to go down as fast as crypto. So this is just something you guys can take a look at. This is one big reason why crypto went up. It's almost like the government is saying we are legitimizing cryptocurrency as a valuable means to exchange services. So that was one big thing. And the other big thing that I invested in this week is a company that was in the news a couple of years ago called WeWork. And the CEO at the time was doing some very stupid stuff. They got rid of him and they got some new CEOs and got some things worked out. But what does WeWork do? WeWork is a brand of co-working space. So they buy up old office buildings and retrofit them so that people like me and Avery, if we want to have an office somewhere else and not in our home, we can have an office in this space and it only costs you like $500 a month, something like that. And you'll be working beside other people in this co-working space that are just paying rent to have an office. You get the internet, you get the snacks, you get the light bill, everything's included in your $500. It's a co-working space. And I believe in this because we've got a few of these right here where I live at, and they be on jam. They be having like investor slams, investor meetings. They be having new product launches at these different places. And because of the way society has come out of coronavirus, my people, with a lot of us not really truly wanting to go into the office, this is going to be the wave of the future in terms of where companies are going to have people go to get work done. So if you want to invest in something that's got a lot of growth that's going to happen over the next 10 to 15 years and ground floor, this is definitely a play. And you see, I got in at $11 for 200 shares, and I'm already up in 2 days, 330. And
there
so,
you go.
Yeah, man.
Listen to the man.
Hey, I be trying to put them on, Avery. I be trying to put them on. And one other thing Will Lawrence has mentioned, Shibu Inu, the cryptocurrency. Normally, I tell people not to bother with those cryptocurrencies, but Shibu Inu, I'm telling people to mess with because it's tied to the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum blockchain is tied to NFTs, which have been down the last couple of weeks. But I really believe in anything under the Ethereum blockchain has great practical application worldwide. And definitely, if you're into the Shibu Inu, there are two places you can get it, Coinbase or crypto.com. Go ahead and get you a couple of stacks of those and watch me. And by next year at this time, I want some of y'all that done made your millions, send your boy a little something, something. That's all I got to say.
All right.
And that's it, Avery, man. Give me some announcement, man. What's going on with your channel? What can the people look forward to? What you got good?
Yeah, man. I literally just 2 seconds before I said send me the link, I just uploaded my review for No Time to Die.
Yeah.
So you guys can check that out. Right after this, I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna take a nap, and then I gotta finish binge watching a show. Because I'm gonna start doing weekly recaps for that as well, and it's gonna be debuting pretty soon. I don't want to announce it just yet because I got a lot of wheels turning. I want to make sure that everything is finalized. So I got to do that. I got a ton of trailer reactions I gotta do, but those are not gonna be up until next week because I gotta get this show done. But yeah, check out my No Time to Die review. I might also talk spoilers for Squid Games on my show on Sunday on the tail end. It just depends on who shows up, if anyone at all. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got right now.
Yeah, y'all please go and check my man out. All these people I network with, man, they be working their asses off trying to get it in, bringing you guys entertainment, saving you money. I go, like I said, I tend to check Avery's reviews out in the morning when I'm kind of in my workout period where I'm just kind of cooling down. So I don't got to be running and trying to listen and all that. But he done saved me some money on something that I was probably going to see in theater. I'm going to see it at home, but he's allowed me to know it's going to definitely be worth my time to watch it either way I go. So
is that Dune?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Check it out.
Definitely. You got me on that. So I'm gonna check it out, and at some point in time, I'm gonna jump on that Squid Games because you spoke glowingly of the Squid Games.
Yes, yes.
And did you see what they evaluated that franchise to be worth in Netflix?
Like 900 some million.
$900 million.
Yeah, man. Yeah, get on that, bro.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna be in there after the first episode. You be like, oh, really? They doing it like this? You're just gonna keep watching each episode back to back. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts if you do watch it.
I'm gonna check it out, man, because for as much as you, Sharonda, E-Man, One Take, and a lot of people on your crew that come through, you guys be engaged on some of the TV shows we watch. I think it would only be just fun to retort with you guys some of the movies you guys do. Not all of them per se, because I think that's more y'all's specialty, but some of them. On some of them, being here to kind of give a retort with you guys and it'll make it a lot of fun, because those reviews we do for TV shows, man, some of them breakdowns we've done been legendary.
Bro, one of my favorite was I hope he was there, was Invincible, like episode 7 for Invincible. I think we did like on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Man, I had so much fun doing that, bro. Like it was.
Because that was the one
combat spoilers and stuff. Man, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, and things like that for my people who's trying to get into YouTube and social media. When you can find crew that you can network with and enjoy, it makes the hard days a whole lot easier. That's what we're all about up here.
And I gotta shout you out and give you this love, bro. Like, shout out to Lamont, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be doing these lives. Like, seriously, my first live was on my phone in 2020, and I've always wanted to do live shows. I was telling Sharonda for years, like, I want to do my own Moving This Roundup show. She's like, well, B, do it. You got to do it. And I just never did it. But Lamont, I don't know how he found me. He found me one day and invited me on his show. Y'all, I was so nervous. Like the first 2 times I popped up in the show, I was like, I was shaking. I was anxious. Lamont, I never even told you this, bro. When you first invited me to your channel, I was about to tell a bold-faced lie and say I had a scheduling conflict, because I was just so nervous. I was just so nervous. But I was like, B, man, don't do that, man, because you're gonna come across as a guy that don't keep his word, and you don't miss out on the opportunity. And here I am now. And like, even my first lives I was doing by myself, I was just so nervous, like right before, like, oh man, I hope I don't. Now I'm comfortable. So I just gotta say, it's all because of you, my brother. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I really do. I really do.
Hey man, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. That's part of the so-called legacy I would like to leave on YouTube with other YouTubers is, even when Larry's here with me, I take it upon myself to make sure everybody feels very comfortable. Yeah. So I do a lot of joking on myself. I do a lot of uplifting the great qualities someone comes on the channel has. And when you get a brother like you, man, everything I can say is great. So it was easy to do that first one. And now look what you done did. You like, what, 40 videos in now? You've been doing live reviews?
Something like it, getting there.
Yeah, man. And so, if we can help each other in that manner, that's how we grow, B. Avery. That's how you make an impact. So, ladies and gentlemen, support this man. He's making a roll. Before you know, he's going to be at 100 shows. Over 1,000 subscribers, and boy, then he probably forget about little old Lamont Tyson.
Never that. Never that. You always are a road dog,
Yeah, man, that's how we do. So y'all be easy. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. B. Avery's coming on Sunday. Y'all are probably going to see me like 4 times Sunday, and 3 times it'll be with the wife. And you know how I love to pick on her when I get her on camera. Till that next Sexy as Hell video, y'all. We'll see you. Yeah, man,